Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So, have you seen? But we don't normally talk politics here, and I don't think we probably should. Um, but, uh, but have you seen every I think you were talking about it earlier, like every day in the news, there's Biden's doing like 20 fucking executive orders.
Dude,
Half of it
yeah,
undoing what Trump did. So
the his first day in office, which first of all, right, he wasn't inaugurated until noon. And then, doing all the other happy horse shit, which I know it wasn't a normal inauguration, but like it couldn't have been until 4 o'clock till he finally got in the office. And then they're like, President Biden's already signed 14 executive orders. Like what is, like he signed this executive order to undo that executive order, which undoes these executive orders of all the other executive orders.
it's an executive order on executive orders.
I mean, it was crazy because I'm like, what, did he work till like 9 o'clock? And while we're bitching about this, I also love, and by love, I mean, I don't, how they have him signing all these completely blank pieces of paper as they're doing
They're
it.
going to fill them in later.
Right. Like, dude, that paper's blank. Like, is that a fucking empty diploma? Is that the equivalent of an attendance diploma? Like, what is that? Like, why are you signing?
Funny.
Like, there's not even a line on that page. Shouldn't there be a line and a printed off version of his name and he's just supposed to do his signature?
It's like, those are like scholarships to like SEC teams.
But I mean, it's ridiculous. And I mean, it's well within his right as president. I mean, still said the same thing when people ripped on Trump about that. Like, I mean,
dude's president.
That does kind of come with the territory.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also funny. People gave him all kinds of shit. Like, look at those blank fucking pages. Jesus Christ, fucking Trump. Nah, nah, nah. And then Biden does it. They're like, he's getting so much done.
Exactly. He's signing so much blank paper. It's amazing.
Like Clinton didn't even work at this rate. My God.
Clinton would pause for a second and then write and then pause for a second.
Well, now it makes sense why he always looked under the table, though. Like before, like when I was a kid, I just thought, like, man, he's a real gamesmanship there. Like he gives a pause. I didn't realize he was looking to be like, did you wipe it up all the way?
Oh, she hits the right spot, and he's like, and
yeah, like,
is he having a stroke?
Like on C-SPAN, they're like, well, that was an odd moment. I don't know. He may have stroked out. Well, Bob, it's very possible he just orgasmed. I mean, those are a lot of executive orders. Yeah.
Why is there a pair of woman's shoes out the other end of the desk?
Weird. The press secretary must have left her shoes there upside down. I don't know. Is that like a wrestler retiring? I'm not sure, but...
Or a wrestler retiring.
Because, they leave their shoes on their boots or whatever, boxers, and UFC guys leave their shoes on the mat or the ring or whatever.
Oh, they do? I had no idea. I didn't know that.
So, yeah, maybe that's what she was doing. It was not giving head to the commander-in-chief.
Right. Those look like intern shoes to me, Bob.
Yeah, it's got a dull shine. Those are clearly secondhand.
I wonder what a fucking intern makes at the White House.
They got to do okay, right?
I would think so.
Well, first, I would imagine room and board's paid for the internship.
Well, you're sleeping in the White House, so...
Yeah, make no mistake. She looks like she was sleeping just fine. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Because if you factor in that it's in DC, where like if something costs $10 in Columbus, it's $35 in DC. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, turns out interns make $80,000.
They open at 80. So I guess this leads. I mean, we got a little off tangent. Not surprising. But like, what would you like if you had the power to give executive orders? What would be like your first executive order? What would you give?
Oh man, that's good. So I have seen one, because I've seen some people talking about that on Twitter or whatever, or hearing people talk about all the executive orders. And one, and when I heard this, I was like, that's actually really good. Is the dude said he would put a like a tracer on the football so they can finally get the goddamn spot right in the playoffs. And I'm like, man, that's actually really good because they're never
That's
right ever. Like
yeah.
they sit it down. You're like, well, it's clearly half of them's past the 45, Bob. So it's a first down. They're like, whoa, they marked it at the 47. Gee, what is going on here? They're going to have to throw the red flag. Oh, they snapped the ball. There's there's no challenging that. You know? So then, it would just be like judges ruling up on the jumbotron, and there you go. That's
Yeah. It'd be like hockey when they put the chip in the hockey puck, which was a fucking disaster. um, let's put a chip in something that does 90 miles an hour on a slow night and see if we can trace it.
Oh man, right?
Oh, I don't know.
For some reason, it's all digitized, and it's taking up a foot and a half every time it goes. I have no idea where the hell it's actually spotted.
Exactly. You'd have to where would you put the chip though? I mean, it depends on in the middle of the ball, I guess. It'd have to be, but
yeah, I mean, I assume probably the same size as the as the corona vaccine, and just very tiny and very similar method. You just inject it in, and it probably doesn't throw off the chi of the football very much. And yeah, I mean, it shouldn't.
The Patriots would. They did like deflate it or put an extra chip in it.
Right. Somehow, Tom Brady still, he threw an extra 10 yards after. It's weird, but yeah, it's. I thought that was a good one. But yeah,
that is a good one.
Yeah, so I don't know what would be your first one, because I guess I got to think about that.
It goes back to one of our other episodes. It would be, it's a federal offense, like a $10 million fine to fucking drive in the left lane. Everybody, it's for passing only. That would be one of my first ones.
So for you, it's not even, you're like not, carpool lane, eat my ass, only passing.
Yeah, fuck that. You know what?
Okay, that's fair.
If you're in the left-hand lane, that's a federal offense. $10 million fine.
Because I think you could also
time served.
I think you could hand in hand with that. I think you could have, remember the Bill thing from Saturday morning cartoons? Like, I think you could earmark that with how to drive around a roundabout as well. I think you could also mandate that within that one.
Lump it in like it's like this is foreign aid, but there's like $7 billion from the military.
Like was this dog-eared from the state representative in Montana? There's always something weird in there. Like, yeah, I fully agree on a stimulus package, but what I really don't understand is for the extra food for the fat in Miami. Why is that in this bill? I don't get it.
Yeah, there's $700 million for underwater fire prevention. Like, that isn't a thing.
So, yeah, I mean, I can think of a lot, but I'm trying to think if I had to have one that was like my go-to. Like, this is the one.
There's no one. I mean, it's executive orders. You can write these fucking things all day.
But I was going to say, like, is the thing, like, you have to have your first one's got to set the tone of some type, right?
Not really. I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, because I don't I think I honestly I think executive orders are just like whatever like gets in your ass that day. Like, you know what? I don't fucking like this executive order.
All right, skinny jeans for straight dudes. I'm just gonna say it right now. It needs to go. Gay dudes can pull it off. Looks great on them. Straight dudes, I just don't get it. Like, it's not a good. When people are like, it's so comfortable. I'm like, how? Like, it's squeezing your nuts into your ribs. How is that comfortable? I don't get it.
Do you have tits? No, those are my nuts.
Right? Like, are those milk reservoirs? Like, what are we? No, it's my nuts. I just new skinny jeans. I mean, they're apple bottom, so they're pretty, whatever.
Or it pushes your nuts like into your ass. Like, dude, did you shit your pants? There's like a load back there. No, those are my nuts.
Like, no, I'm just Ace Venturaing it. If you remember that from Ace Ventura, when they're like, you remember that they pulled her pants off and they didn't see anything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The one guy's like, or she has the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen. But yeah, I mean, that's one that's got to go for me. Skinny jeans, I don't know why the appearance of them bothers me, and I would kick my own ass.
I think I would add to that executive order with pinning the leg. So your ankle is showing and shit with like loafers. I think that's another one that goes along with the skinny jean piece.
It does. That reminds me.
It's a millennial thing, but I whatever.
Well, that reminds
I'm
me.
playing crotchety old man right now.
But it's still funny though, because I remember, like my brother had a happy hour, so I was there. A bunch of his friends are, and one of his buddies came back in town for it, and so we're like giving him a hug and everything, and my brother looks down at his pants. And he's like, "Dude, you got that new job. The least you could do is afford pants that fit. Where's the rest of your pants at?" And we're laughing at him. He's like, "Oh, fuck you guys, man." And then I'm like, "Man, that shirt looks kind of tight too. I bet if you stretch your arms out, the sleeves run up to your elbow." And he started cracking up and then lifts his arms up. And I'm like, "Oh my God, where's the rest of your clothes, dude?" Like, you're 6'4".
Did you go to the kids section? I mean,
right? Like, did you
maybe
not...
that new job isn't paying that well. Holy fuck!
Right? Like, are you only paid on commission, and it doesn't start for a quarter? Because Jesus, man,
stop wearing your little brother's clothes.
They clearly didn't pay for you to relocate because you skimmed somewhere, and it's on your pants and in your sleeves. Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it was awesome because this is like, smooth ladies man guy. That's got to be hard to pick up chicks like that, right?
Well, it depends. If the chicks are into it.
Yeah,
hey,
but I mean, well, I guess if the pants pull up enough that certain things are hanging out, maybe. But like, yeah, if a guy, like,
you know what? It's truth in advertising. She knows. She walks up. She knows exactly what she's getting.
That's what she says. She's like, "You know what? I know you hate it, but it tells us everything we need to know." And in that case, I'll let you might be able to filibuster me on that.
Feel me, Buster.
Feel me, Buster. You might be able to feel me, Buster, on that. Shit.
I was thinking of. I thought of this the other day because we're always we haven't done this in a while, but I think how the FCC has like ABC, NBC. Those all have to be like they have to be free over the air. You know what I mean? You can't pay for them or whatever, or you can't buy. I mean, even though they are in cable packages and shit like that, I think they should have one. Like it should be like PBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, and then just one free over the air porn channel. Just
oh yeah, I like that.
So yeah, that way you don't have to pay for you could be anywhere you want.
Does it? It can't be softcore. It's got to be hardcore. I mean, how far are you going here? Are we talking Skinamax porn? Or are we talking like you need to be able to see
early
full
morning?
beef?
In the early morning, it's probably just like Skinamax. But after 11, it's game on. So
full bean on bean action. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah,
yeah, I like that. I mean, it's it's certainly helping sex ed. Might hurt in dating. I think, you know what though, Dave, when you mention it though, I don't know if the millennials and Gen Z are ready for that kind. Like, I don't know if their confidence can take that. Could you imagine that? Like, Bobby, you're having a rough day. Like more so than normal. Like, have you taken your Adderall? Are you all right, buddy? Like I just saw on,
are you taking your fucking Adderall?
I just saw on channel 69 and this guy's fucking trouser snake was 13 inches. And, I mean, Mrs. Johnson, it's mine's only like 4.5. Well, Johnny, you're only in 7th grade, buddy. You're just starting.
Dude, I just mentioned that you literally have like a 4-chapter backstory on some fucking dude in my joke. It was just. So he grew up poor in the hills of Kentucky, and you're like, what? Where does that have to do with?
So first, let's get in a little Johnny here, if you don't mind. So
let me fill you in on little Johnny.
He was born to a 3-legged bitched mom, and oh man, anybody listening has a really low opinion of me right now. Like, how did you already have something? I know you guys don't script shit. How did you already have 3.5 minutes on porn at 6 a.m. before school on free TV?
And little Johnny growing up in the hills of Kentucky.
But so if you're going to do that, though, you've got to. It can't be an analog, though, right? Like you got to. It's got to be mandated, like, at least digital quality.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a new standard coming out that's supposed to be like 4K. So it
Okay.
would be in that you'd have to. I mean, not so it works out because not everybody would get it, but it's an executive order, so it's got to
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. You're right. Cause, I guess that also could stimulate the economy, pun intended. Um, cause now you got to buy a good quality TV because, I mean, I'll be damned if I'm watching, Alabama wheelbarrows and if I'm watching that in analog. I mean, I've got to see, veins throbbing. I got to go all the way
I want to see how bad their skin is covered up with makeup.
in.
That's how detailed I want to get.
Right. I want to, I want to be able to see that. Like, I feel like there's 3 moles under there. What is that? Like I like it's weird. In analog, it looked incredible, but now I'm really like, I'm not even paying attention to that. She's got huge cans. I can't look past that.
I want to be able to see the surgical scar where they did the implants.
Those aren't real. It's just, you can see it right there. Those aren't real.
Yeah, those aren't real. Look, you get the doctor put his initials in the suture. So
his initial, it's like it's concrete. He's got a stamp in there. like you can't.
This dude's
you can't run a pencil.
Michelangelo of boobs.
You can't run a pencil over paper on there. You'll still be able to see him. Like it's a, the real good ones have a good imprint that you really can't, that you got to squint to see, and that's right there.
Oh man! All right, you're up. What's next for you?
So one, I think this could be an interesting one. You can't marry. You have to be within 30 years of somebody you marry. Like I'm giving away some on there. I think it's probably closer to 20, but I'm weirded out when a 75-year-old is with a 25-year-old. That's bullshit. I mean,
are you mad that he pulled that off, or
no? So this is where that's why I mean this becomes interesting. On one hand, like hats off to him or her for like, you pulled it off. Like clearly, I mean, you probably have to have 3 or 4 Viagra to, to get like, Larry King, God rest his soul, where you only have a half hour to burn that. And, so good for those guys and good for the person who's like, you know what, I'm going to take this pipe because he's going to die in 3 to
5. for the young enterprising young lady.
Yeah, or dude. I mean, there's plenty of cougars out there. I mean, if you're just like, look, I got to deal.
Old gay men.
Yeah, right. I'm going to deal the dick for the next 3 to 5, and I'm going to get, at least
an investment.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll still have plenty of life left. The guy smokes like a fucking bar in the 80s, so he's not going to live that much longer, even as much money as he has. So. Yeah, I mean that one bothers me, man. It just does, and I don't know why because there's different layers to it. Is that just me being a prick, or what? What are your thoughts on that?
So, have you heard the half your age plus 7?
I feel like I've heard that in a comedy movie, but is that like actually, a real thing?
I think it's a real thing. I heard it from a bunch of different people, but it's like half your age plus 7 is as low as you can go.
Okay. So 40 and 27, that's fair because you're still, like I always see that when you see them together and you're like, the only thing they can have in common is they both like money and they're both alive. Like what else do they have in common?
I mean, from the 75 to 25 or the 40 to 27?
Like 75 to 25, 40 to 27. Like they're still like, there's things that they don't get about each other. Like she's, so if it's a dude and a girl, the girl's probably like, I don't get hair metal. Like why? He references hair metal all the time. I don't get it. And, but then he's this
is like having a conversation with Carrie.
It would be. I mean, that's the age range we would be talking about right now.
Yeah,
and
it would
then,
be, yeah.
Then there's the other, like, the old guy's like, I don't get why people stand on things that are only 3 inches taller than the ground and think they're on something. Like, it's a big deal to her. I'm perfectly supportive about it. I don't get it. 40 to 27 is okay. And I think, so that would be 50 to 32. You're probably still, I think you're getting close now though. Right? Like,
well, it's all going to move in relation, so it doesn't really matter.
No, but then
70,
60 and 37,
42.
Now you're getting to where that's a pretty big disparity there. I mean, I guess I could.
Oh, you know what? It does grow.
Yeah.
It does grow.
So I've heard.
It gaps. It gaps. So
I've
yeah,
also heard
I
that.
cannot say this. I cannot say this without thinking of it as
You know
sexual
what? You
innuendo.
took us there with the free porn, so no matter what you
Yeah.
say, we're just gonna have to deal with it now.
It's only one channel though. It's not like it's opened up. You know, what I mean, the internet will still be there for all the other fucked up stuff.
I'm picturing Friends right now. Do you remember that episode where they were like, "What?" Like you hit a button and it was free porn, and they they called off work to watch the free porn. They were afraid to turn the TV off. Like everybody. Like that's what I'm picturing. Like the moment the airwaves turn on, that's how it would have been.
Yeah.
Like, could you
The
imagine?
economy would have just gone in the shitter right then. Boom. Done.
School would have been like, well, there's apparently some kind of pandemic going on. There's 15 people here. Their parents aren't even like.
Yeah,
they had to
we've called
walk here. Their
parents.
parents wouldn't even drop them off. I don't. Weird.
Where the fuck were we?
So okay, so half plus 7. That I guess I
Yeah.
could accept that. It's still weird. 80 to 47 is weird, man. But it's better.
Yeah, but you're almost. I mean, you're 40. You're almost 50. So it's like
Okay.
you're.
I'll
you know what I
take
mean?
it. Okay, so 30 years. You know what? I took that off the table. You know, I bipartisan this, and yeah, it's half plus 7. I'm down as long
It works
as
both ways.
yes. They a minimum of they still have to be legal because fuck that.
Yes,
You're not-
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't be 20 and fucking dating a 7. Well, what would they? Well, 20 would be dating a 17-year-old.
It's still not cool, man. When you've got teenage daughters, fuck you, man.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, that's a sensitive
Well, I used to
subject.
say that kind of stuff, because
Yeah.
somebody tried to pull the like, weren't you older than your wife? I was like, it's a year and a half, bro. We're fucking 1 grade apart, man. You're 20, she's 16. It's legal for
Yeah,
me to
that's-
fuck you up. You probably don't want to be here.
Wow. So sorry, I fucking opened that wound up. Holy
Hey,
shit.
you know what? There's some hills I'm willing to die on, and
That's
somebody
one of
being too old for my daughter's one of them. I'm just saying. I mean, I get it now that she's an adult. I have to back off on that, but she knows if she brings home somebody my age, I'm probably gonna fight him.
How old is she?
19. So
So what would that be?
yeah, I'm 38.
Math backwards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It would
or
be
I'll
your
be
age,
30. Yeah. So 37, 38, whatever. Like that's, man, fuck that shit. Like, somebody shouldn't be coming up to me and like, man, Nas in the 90s, am I right? And I'll be like, fuck yeah, you're right. What? How do you know fucking Nas?
Yeah, exactly.
Or he gives me like Uncle Tom's Cabin. It just always jams. Yeah, it does. When you're right, you're right. What?
Yeah.
No, you're not
When I-
right.
When I'm banging your daughter, it's "I Remember You" by Skid Row. What? No.
It's not even a good beat to nail to. But I mean, at any rate, no. That's a good song, by the way.
Yeah, it is a good song.
Smash and Bach, man. Dude could fucking sing.
He could.
We got to
He
have an
still
episode
can.
on that somehow.
Who? Just Sebastian. One episode on
No,
Sebastian Bach.
no. Can they
That'd be a short
fucking
one.
sing?
Oh God, yeah. I want, and we're fucking way off topic, but I want the voice. I want like actual singers to come out on the voice. Like I have a gap between. They're not trying to be like on the voice, but like when they come out, they sing, and the guys turn around like, yeah, you suck, or yeah, you're great, or whatever, and then they turn them back around, and the next person out is like Ann Wilson.
I was gonna say all
like
4 of
Steve
them
Per-
turn around with boners. It's like, oh my god, it's Steve fucking Perry.
or even better yet, nobody turns around.
Oh,
Like, you were a little pitchy. It's like, I'm Steve fucking Perry, and I'm not pitchy.
your show is literally named after me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh
And
man,
Carrie, Steve Perry was the lead singer of Journey, a band in the 70s and 80s.
yeah. I mean that. She would know. Just a small town girl.
Yeah, exactly. Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, everybody.
When you're
knows
drunk
that.
in those bars, and Carrie, that's Don't Stop Believing. That's Steve Perry. Anyway, that should be. They wouldn't do it, but that'd be awesome to have like a professional, like an
like
actual
the real deal guys out
the
there.
real deal. Yeah, come out. Like Adele walks out. I don't know, Adele. You sound a little pitchy there, so we didn't turn around. I sold 80 million albums yesterday. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, this is our show, and
Exactly. You can walk.
right. As if my name is Nick Jonas, I think I'm the gospel of what to say here. And man, that would be
Oh, that
cool.
was
Well, that's
yeah, I think so.
yeah. We'll get into that on that episode because like Kelly Clarkson came from that. And, I mean, I
Mhm.
remember listening then. It was just like this girl just sounds different than the rest of them. Jesus,
Yeah,
like she,
it's
yeah,
weird how you can tell. All right, back to executive orders. You're up. What's your next one? No, wait, you did the last one, didn't you? I think
yeah.
so.
Where it was the age thing, which you filibustered
Yeah,
me, but I agreed.
yeah,
We didn't filibuster. We bipartisan there.
yeah. We
There we,
bipartisan the shit out of that one.
yeah, we did.
Um, so is it back to me or is it back to
I
you?
think
I
it's
don't
back to
remember.
you. I mean, I don't think it was a wild card. I think you got it back either way. It's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Executive orders. So anything you want to do. I haven't really thought about this one too much, but I got the car one. That one's out of the way. Um,
I can go if you want.
yeah, go ahead. I have several in there.
I'm
But I got to
I'm
put them together.
executive ordering that celebrities can't tell me what to do with my money during a pandemic when they have more than everybody else because we fucking gave it to them. That's one.
We're literally. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I would say we're literally playing the old man card and using the executive orders as well. Actually, that's probably what happens. So I guess it's not. I guess it's
Well, I
the
guess
same.
so. Here's the part that bothered me. So, like,
Mhm.
I'm making this topical actually. So, one,
Mhm.
when we couldn't
Hey,
get masks for anything, and then like George Clooney's like, I just donated 10,000 masks, and it's like, wait, dude, no, hospitals can't get masks, and you donated 10,000? Really? Fuck you.
where did he get them?
Right. That's my point. So that's where like I think a lot of these celebrities during this time have kind of came off as tone deaf, where
Oh God,
they're,
yeah.
and that's my thing. Like, dude, you're able to weather this because we've overpaid for your goddamn, like, here you go. An example, maybe this should have been the executive order. Kiss on New Year's Eve did a live stream concert, which is awesome, right? People
Hmm.
want to see music, but they charged like $120 or some shit like that. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, so everybody's hurting,
That's
you know.
dude. That's Gene Simmons.
Oh,
He's
he
not
was.
going to let a dollar go by.
Oh, and that's fine, but like, fucking Gene Simmons. This is Gene Simmons from Kiss. I know times are tough, so we need you to pay 2.5 times the normal ticket to see the greatest band
To
of
see
all
us
time.
online, to stay home and watch us.
We may or may not be make-upped up. I know Paul Stanley probably should be, but um, but that's okay. We're it's just $140 to see the greatest band of all time. It's a once in a
And here's my
lifetime
wife Shannon.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It'll never be done ever again, except for next Thursday.
At the whiskey.
But you know what I mean? Like these guys, I don't
Yeah,
like that
I agree.
pissed me off. Like they're gonna make $15 million on a streaming show. Like if somebody would have been like, look, everybody's hurting. You guys want to see this? $10 a pop. You know what I mean? Like, enjoy it, man. I want you to rock your ass off. You guys can't see shit. We're gonna do this, and you know what? On top of that, I'm gonna give a quarter of my proceeds to this. But you
Do they
didn't.
get donate any money or they keep it all?
As far as dude, it's you said it. It's fucking Kiss, man. Like they sold coffins, Kiss coffins. And if you buy the $10,000 version, Ace Frehley will also be in there. I mean,
Ace Frehley will die with you.
I mean, and I don't think they were the only ones who did it. They were just one of the more egregious ones. So
Right.
that's my thing. Like, there's been so much tone deafness. Like, and there have been some people who've done a lot of great things. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen so much where and even athletes, they're like, no, you're not allowed to reduce our salary cap, even though you didn't make a goddamn dollar on last season and you still paid us 150 million. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't, because now what's going to happen is they're going to triple the cost of tickets when it comes back.
Yeah. We got to make it up somewhere.
So it's some of that. And on the other hand, I also, on athletes, I do feel bad. Like, I get it. You have anywhere from 2 to 15 years to make your entire lifetime worth of money. So I get it. It's just, again, one of those things like, don't tell me how much you're suffering. Like, they just talked about reducing your salary from 30 million to 20 million. Like a lot of these people were told, like, I know you're making 50 grand, but you're not going to be able to work for the next 2 months. So
or longer.
yeah, so that was where I was going with that. I went a little too serious, and my bad.
Yeah, you did. I'm weeping over here a little bit. So
Damn. Can you bring us back, Dave? But I
I
tried
will.
to go funny though with the Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Yeah,
Terrible,
that's hysterical.
absolutely terrible impression. But I mean, there was a comedian named Craig Gass who used to go on Stern. I don't know if you know who Craig Gass is, and he actually called in the Stern show as Gene Simmons, and Paul McCartney thought it was Gene Simmons. Like he was that good. And then they had him dress up as Gene Simmons. So when Gene Simmons was in studio, he kicked the door in, dressed as Gene Simmons, doing his Gene Simmons impression.
And then Gene sued for
he was pissed.
Rights of
He was pissed.
Oh, I bet.
And eventually he calmed down, but I think he even said that he's like, he's almost more me than I'm me, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's not, I don't think there's more of a pompous musician, probably the right word, entertainer than Gene Simmons. I mean, all right.
How
about
how about an executive order that you keep your fucking kids under control in public?
But preferably in airports? Is that where, I mean, is that where are we going full circle to episode 2?
We are going full circle to episode 2. Even though we're not traveling and there's nobody in the airports, but holy shit, dude. No, just public places in general. I don't. I'll end it there and just turn it over.
No. As somebody with a shitload of kids, I agree with you because it is annoying. You know, I think we've even touched on this. How many calls I've been on for work and people are like, you hear kids in the background, they're like, rough day, am I right, free time? And I'm like, my kids are great. They're not even in the room. That's somebody else's bastards. Don't even.
I know I have a fucking ass load of kids, but don't blame all the kid noises on me.
Right. They are like, they're well mannered. I mean, they're scared to death of me, which you guys know. But yeah, it's rarely been my kids. You know, like there's been the occasional where they want something like, Dad, and they think they're whispering, Dad, can I have an orange juice? And I'm trying to just like wave them yes, and it's to the point where somebody else on the call is like, could you just give them some goddamn orange juice?
A voice from the screen goes, yes, you can have an orange juice.
My customer's like, Exhibit A. You know what? Fuck Exhibit A. Get him the goddamn orange juice.
So we can move on. The kid looks starving. I can see him in the reflection in the window.
Right. As fat as you are, I see your son's ribs. Like it's clear what's going on in your house, and I've already made a phone call.
You go get orange juice while I call CPS.
You know what? While you're in there, do you mind making him some spaghetti and getting some carbs in there? Jeez.
The dude is wilting away. Oh, man.
Like, it's not that bad, you guys, I promise. It's because I'm so fat, it makes him look worse. I promise you.
It's anti-reflective.
That one made me laugh so hard, I forgot what I wanted to say for my next executive order.
I'm trying to think what some of the executive orders were, just to kind of ping off of them. But
you know what I think would be a good one?
What?
I don't know that this is going to be, this is probably going to be a partisan issue. I'm just going to say it. I think it's okay to fart in the workplace. I mean, look, this is a touchy subject here. What I'm not okay with is, like if you've, enchilada night and White Castle, work from home. But I mean, I shouldn't have to. If I got to bust one, I shouldn't have to pucker up. I should be able to let it go. Everyone's going to laugh for 20 seconds and we move on.
Well, the 20-second laugh, the fucking 40-minute, like put your fucking masks back on. So,
well, that's what I mean. Like I think you probably got to factor in, some ingredients and what you eat the night before for lunch. Like in a cafeteria, there's like if they serve cabbage, fuck them. you know. But I think, look,
I would alter that. I would alter that to say you can't if you can get paid to go outside to fart instead of in the workplace.
but I
It's
mean,
just
come
it's
on,
too
think
in a
about.
big building. There's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of gas.
That's fair, but could you just imagine, like, if we were all sitting in a cube, like not a single cube, our own cubes in a row, and somebody busted one? I'm gonna laugh. I'm not gonna be one of the ones that grab a handkerchief and just go, "Good Jesus Christ, we're not
No,
animals, we are
we're gonna.
adults." Like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, gee,
Yeah.
you at least could have had one of us pull your finger. My God."
Well, I know where your son gets it from now.
Oh, funny story. My son he's all my kids. I mean, they're ass busters, no doubt about it. But the other day I'm on a call, and so I got off one call to go to another, and my son's like, "Are you done with calls, Dad?" And I'm like, No, I got another call, buddy." And he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "But I mean, that's what happens when you're in a negotiation, pal." And he's like, "Yeah, God, I hate those." And he's shaking his head no. So I told
You're
somebody
like,
on the call, and they were like, "Wait, how many negotiations is your 7-year-old son doing?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, being a judgment-free zone as a Jewish boy, he's doing quite a few. Thank you."
he's got a quota to hit every day. I mean, my God, it's training.
Oh
It's a
man.
class they take at the synagogue. Negotiations.
Yeah, like, you guys would be surprised. There's finance, negotiation, and comedy. It's what we do.
That's all we do.
And then low level 2 class, they do offer a lawyer class, but it's only level 2. Not everybody's quite ready for that.
Yeah, you got to get through the negotiating and the economics class before you move on to the lawyer class.
It's basically the school of business in our basic youth program. Is what it is.
It's literally he goes to the University of Chicago.
It's actually the Max Kellerman School of Economics. It's ages 3 to 8. You know what I mean? I don't know if
It's a half day.
Is
class.
Kellerman a Jewish enough name, or do I need? Would it have been better to been like a Max Weissman or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the one at University of Chicago, and I couldn't think of the one for Northwestern either. The University of Chicago has the most economic Nobel Prize.
It's the top economic school in the country.
Yeah.
Like, I for a moment considered trying to apply there for grad school, and then I remembered I already had kids and was fucking broke. So
the fucking paper to get in there is more expensive than some jobs.
Right. It was $1,000 for me to apply, which in those days there wasn't enough plasma and jizz that I could sell to get to that number.
I was fucking tapped out, like literally tapped out.
Right. They were like, did your wiener just cough? And I'm like, there's just not any more in there.
Sir, we can't use dust. It doesn't you're gonna need to rehydrate.
You drank a case of Gatorade. I thought that was good. Apparently not.
I've never seen a 1 platelet count blood plasma. You have to rest, sir. Eat an orange, please.
You'd have to chew this plasma, sir. That's how dry it is. Oh man. All right. I just went, didn't I? The farting.
I think so. He went with the farting.
Like, that's one I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's one I think I'm going to have to battle through. It's going to be
I don't. Well, it's an executive order, so you just sign the fucking thing.
That's true. I let them fight over it. So
yeah,
that's true. I let the House and Senate be like, well, you know what? There's a bunch of old dudes in there. Those guys are like, because when they fart, like, things break loose, so they're like, oh, geez. Yeah, so those guys are all for it.
That's why they stormed the Capitol, all the farting. They were like, we need to put this to an end. We absolutely know nothing about government procedures.
Oh, no.
Like, we're just making it up as we go.
Well, I keep thinking in my mind the 3 branches. I'm not thinking that it's an executive order. I'm literally using my power as an elected president to say what I want to happen. I'm still like, what about the checks and balances, you guys? Like, no, this is my chance to say, no, we will
I
do
honestly
this.
think that's it. We should probably do some research on how executive orders actually work, but
We really do
um,
need to start prepping for some of these calls.
exactly. Did you see you see Tommy Tuberville, he's the new senator out of
E-
Georgia or
I've seen some.
Alabama?
I've seen some dumb
Is it
shit.
Alabama?
Yeah, I think it's Alabama. He was actually a really
Yeah.
good football coach. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, he's not a great senator.
No.
He's like, we need checks and balances, and he didn't even name off the three branches. He named off the House, the Senate, and the presidency. I'm like, that's like a branch and a half. So we've got a senator that doesn't even know how our government works. I mean, I'm not political by any means, but I do know there's a judicial branch, an executive branch, and a legislative branch.
Yeah,
and they all balance each other.
Yeah, we've
at a minimum.
Mr. Tuberville, I was under the impression we all took 5th grade civics. Am I correct?
Some of the kids you recruited for football are smarter than that.
Right. You know those kids you paid off at Auburn? They knew that.
You know those kids that you paid not to go to class for 4 years? They knew that.
Oh, man.
And then they blew their knee out on the fucking last play of the game and ended their NFL career. So now they're fucking flipping burgers at a McDonald's.
Yeah, but as long as they played for 3 years, they're still making $70,000 through the retirement program. So they're still the richest person at McDonald's, unless it's New York.
What,
and they're
in
still
college?
No, oh no. You said they. I thought
Yeah,
you said
the last year of college.
Oh, I thought you said they tore it in the NFL. So they're missing the NFL. I got you. No, you're right. You're right. Well,
Wow,
Auburn pays them in college, so yeah. I mean,
yeah. What was that? The SMU, SMU 30 for 30 was fucking great. Where that one donor who's laughing at the cameras, like with Dickerson, what are they gonna do? Tell the NCAA that they took their bribe and not my bribe? It's fucking awesome.
He's right. I mean, what are you
He's
gonna
absolutely
do?
right. Yeah, and Dickerson, kudos for Dickerson. He's like, I'm gonna take both because those motherfuckers aren't gonna say shit. So I got. Yeah.
Is there no one was more callous about it than Eric Dickerson?
Yeah.
I mean, again, at that time, he still. I mean, I know they got the death penalty for it, which did not affect Eric Dickerson one iota. But you're right, man. That was
SMU. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so callous about it and completely unapologetic. Like, yeah, SMU had it coming. Fuck those guys. Jeez. Like, at least you could be like, I wish this wouldn't have happened to them. Like, he doesn't even go that far. He's just like, I had to do what I had to do to pad my pockets and set myself up for the NFL and my IRA and the annuity that didn't even exist yet that I invested in. I'm the one who actually put Conseco up. I was the one I built that.
If it wasn't for me, Fidelity would have never. Well, we've hit on porn. We've hit on football. If we just hit NASCAR and golf, I think we'll hit my wife's quadfecta.
So, like, are you going to executive order like the emissions from NASCAR races or anything like that? I mean, this is your chance.
They have to be green by 2025. No, that's funny. I don't even know what you know what I would do? Executive order fucking term limits for every level of government.
Dude, that's a really good one.
Yeah,
do you stop it?
Everybody's in office too long.
So do you stop it like the presidency at 2 terms or
No. I think you do keep the presidency at 4, maybe do the Senate and the House at like 6 maybe. There's got to be a little bit of overlap there. And then maybe 6 all the way down. I mean, any fucking elected official should be on some type of term limit.
Does a senator get a 6-year term? Or because I think they do set those up, so there should be overlap, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's not a limit though. So it's the way that the races go.
Yeah.
So they're like offset. Some of them are off. So some of them are like midterm, like mid-year, like 2 years in, and the other half's like during the presidency. So
you're right, and some have been senators for the last 40 years.
Yeah,
and they're like
yeah.
So some of these old bastards that need to go, that just say. Tommy Tuberville's brand new, but he needs to go. Jesus. But I know what you mean. Like some of these guys are just saying stuff that you're like, dude, what?
I
dude.
can see the voters in like Alabama, like, well, the son of a bitch could run a play, he can run the government. You're like, no, he can't. No,
Oh, there's
that's not how it
definitely.
works.
Oh, dude, there's no doubt in my mind. Like if Jim Tressel or maybe even Urban Meyer ran for something in Ohio, I don't think it would matter if they were a Republican or a Democrat. They'd probably win.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Jim
exactly.
Tressel was clearly a Republican. I don't think he hides that. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would matter. I think there's just so many
After
people that would be like, dude, you coach a hell of a game. I mean, I'll never forget 2002 national championship. So I'll vote for him for 2030 senator. You know, it was only 28 years ago.
he beat Michigan in his only season, so
Are you,
he's worthy.
you do realize Urban was 7-0 against Michigan? I fail to see your criteria.
That's fun. Urban's a Republican now with that payout from the Jags, so um,
Oh man, yeah. If he wasn't, he is now.
he is now. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
funny.
Oh man.
No, that's actually a good one though. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think some of these guys are just getting in there for too long, and I mean that's also the. You know what else would be good, man? I don't think these guys. So I guess I got to ask a question here, and this is shame on me as president. I should know this.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, I know they're not supposed to take bribes, but they, as far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't be able to get, even if they're listed as an employee of whatever big oil company. They shouldn't be able. Once you're in, you shouldn't be able to all of a sudden start getting big money from companies.
As far as like lobbying or for like your
Yeah, the
or for
lobbyists,
like your
but you know what I
or
mean.
your
That,
campaign.
but isn't that how they get away? Well, even campaigning, it should go 100% to the campaign, and not a single dollar of that goes to
I
the
you know
candidate.
what? So I thought of this is instead of having like donate to you, like if you're a Republican and you want to, you support Republican senators or Democrat, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. If you want to support your party, I think there should be a giant campaign fund, and that's where all of the money goes. It doesn't go to the campaign of so and so, and
Yeah,
doesn't go to the
it's
campaign
not
of so and
the.
so. They
Yeah,
draw it from a big pool of money,
I like that.
and then so
Yeah.
you want to donate, like the Republican Party has a campaign fund, and everybody just donates to the give as much as you fucking want, $10 million, $100 million, it doesn't fucking matter. But everybody that is Republican pulls their campaign
But
money
it's not
from
like
there.
you gave it and it all went to Biden. It's like you gave
Right.
it and it goes to the Democratic Party. It'll go to Biden.
Yep.
It'll go to, whoever.
Yeah. Whoever's running, they pull from that pile.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, and people get around it. They're like, "What are you talking about? Their salary's only like $120,000." And I'm like, "Okay," but that's
Yeah.
clearly not how. Okay, these guys, their salaries for the last 20 years, the biggest one was 120,000. How do they own homes that total $35 million? He's not 175 years old. Like, so that's my thing is we got to try to clear some of the corruption out of this process, man.
Yeah, but it's hard to clear. I mean, we're getting super serious at the moment. We should probably wrap this thing up. But yeah, it's like we're starting to get serious, and like there's like a switch in the back of my mind. Shut it down! Shut it down! You're getting serious.
Abort. Yeah, is there any porn or something we can talk about? Like, can we mandate motorboating or something?
Yeah.
Like, is that okay? I don't know.
Oh, Tommy Lee's he's not allowed to drive boats with his dick. There we go. That's an executive order. There is no dick boat driving.
You literally, like, that's a very specific, like 99.8% of the population's like, that's not even possible. Who drives a boat with a dick?
Dude, that's like 99.999999. That's like there's like 13 nines after that, like percent of the population.
There's 35 people that are like, what the fuck, bro?
I don't even own a boat.
Right? Like, you're not even gonna give me a chance. Like, I just made enough money to buy a goddamn boat, and you're taking this from me?
Fuck you! I'm storming the Capitol.
Like, right? It's a goddamn bass boat. It's not even a speedboat. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy. I've got a fucking hog. Like, you're not even gonna let me enjoy it.
I think there should be an exception. If you can drive a bass boat with your dick, that's impressive. Because those fucking things are low. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh man, I
You
mean,
got to be on your knees to drive that fucking thing.
oh geez, no, there's man, that's very specific. Like, okay, Mr. President.
What do you have against Tommy Lee?
Right? Like, I don't know where you're going with that, but Tommy Lee is going to be offended. The governor of California has already stepped in here.
What did Tommy Lee ever do to you?
I thought we all enjoyed that video, but there are apparently some of us who didn't. Okay, we're gonna filibuster this. Am I right, you guys?
That's fucking.
Now, who
great.
am I talking about? All you fucking guys all have small dicks.
You can't do it anyway.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Right. That's gonna be the protest. Tommy Lee and like
Yeah.
5 porn dudes are gonna be like, why do 150 dudes who will never be able to do this get to take this from us? There's only 7 of us.
Oh god, the president's like, that was my boat he rented.
I haven't gotten that dick print off in years.
Exactly. And I polished the boat, not my dick. I polished that thing.
That wasn't the only thing polished on that trip.
Pam at least still has the burns.
Oh, but
man.
you know what? We brought it back with authority there, man.
Exactly. We lost it for a minute. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up. But hey, we're gonna end on Tommy Lee giving Pamela Anderson burns. Not we don't know where, but there's some somewhere. But 4 weeks in a row, man. We're on a roll.
We got some good things going, man.
Yep, we do. So if you are listening, hey, shoot us a note on Twitter. Mike's maintaining that. So Instagram, I got to get off my ass and kind of do something with that. But we've got the website, fragmental.co. And yeah, shoot us a note. Let us know what you thought and if you got any ideas. So
yeah, we certainly, you send some good ones. We'd be happy to talk about on next week's podcast.
Yep. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.